On this podcast, we're taking on popular topics, debating the pros and cons, skewing your point of view, or keeping your views the same. Opinions are yours to have, judgments are meant for the courtroom. Welcome to Point of Skew.
Welcome to Point of Skew. I'm here with Mike, my co-host. I'm Thomas. This is our very, very first podcast that we're doing.
Indeed.
How are you feeling today?
Good, how are you?
I cannot complain, but obviously others do. What are we going to start off with today?
It's an article about Matt Rife.
Matt Rife. Matt Rife, I do know, is from Ohio. That's where we're from. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. It's from North Lewisburg.
So we'll start off. How did you hear of Matt Rife? And I'll tell you how I heard of Matt Rife.
He had a viral clip, and I seen it on TikTok or YouTube, one of the two. And after I watched one, I just kept watching a whole bunch of them. I think he's funny.
I did see him come across my Facebook feed several times. I honestly did not get into it. I mean, I thought it was cool how he was interacting with the crowd, but I mean, it's not really my cup of tea, but I mean, I didn't have any issue with it. So, without further ado, let's see what's going on. This is Matt Rife. He is from North Lewisburg, Ohio. We're from Mansfield, Ohio, so we're all Ohio boys. I love Ohio. I think it's the best state in the union. What do you think? Or is there better?
We could do better, but I like it.
Whatever, dude. I've heard some other. I've heard plenty from other. So, anyways, we pulled up an article from CNN on Matt Rife. Comedian Matt Rife is doubling down on his humor. The comic, who gained popularity on TikTok, has appeared on shows like Wild 'N Out, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and has stirred controversy with a bit about domestic violence in his recent Netflix special, Matt Rife, Natural Selection. So you haven't checked it out, check it out, so you can't just have an opinion on not checking it out. I'll be honest, I have not watched it. Have you watched the special?
Just the clip.
Just the clip. So we're both saying we watched just the clip. So specials go for an hour and a half, you know. So it's always concerning to me when someone pulls out one little piece to dissect, and then you automatically knows, man. The set included a joke about a female server at a restaurant having a black eye. So I'm going to quote what he said. My boy, who I was like, yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should have put her in the kitchen or something where nobody has to see her face, you know? And I was like, yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have the black eye, Rife said. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. So you did see it. From what you saw, how did it come off to people?
I don't know, because I don't know the whole scheme of things. I know that clip. I don't know if something led into that clip. Because I know, when I was watching the clip, he was talking about Maryland. How it could be so nice on one side and then get to Baltimore, it's just ratchet. That's how it went into this. That's the clip that I see. So I don't know what went into that. I don't want to sit and judge from one thing.
Well, I think
I have a simple rule, period. I don't judge anything comedic. You start to get into muddy waters. Like when somebody goes, can you believe what Dave Chappelle said? Yeah,
actually.
Whatever he said, yeah, I totally believe he said it. That's kind of his thing. And if you go and watch Dave Chappelle, you should know that's what you're going to hear. Don't be surprised when you hear it. It's no different with him. He does crowd work. I don't know if you know what crowd work is, but you're going to get shit. And he's not going to hold back. You know what you're getting. And I don't understand why it's a lot. I get the female backlash. Don't get me wrong. I get why there is the backlash that there is. But they act like he's coming after women when 99% of his audience is women.
Wasn't it women that made him popular?
Yes.
One of the clips that I seen was a woman that brought cookies.
Oh, yeah.
Or something.
They're always bringing him stuff. Almost every episode.
And she was a grandma, and she was with her daughters, but I mean, she was a very attractive lady.
Mm-hmm.
And, he just kept, whatever, talking to her. I did see that.
It's always like 95% women at all his shows.
So that's how he gained his fame. So the same people that brought you up,
they're saying that's who he's.
But we don't know how far does this spread? Is this everyone feeling like this, or is this just some crazed one? You're just that same group that complains about everything regardless. Like do women really feel that offended at that?
I mean, obviously the ones that went through it, but
well, let's read a little bit more here. The humor didn't go over well with some, which Rife appeared to anticipate as he followed up the joke by saying, "I figure if we start the show with domestic violence, the rest of the show should be smooth sailing."
I mean,
okay, what is it? Obviously, domestic violence is wrong. I can see how that could affect some people, I suppose. But again, if he's a comedian, I'm on the fence with what I've read so far.
Let me
what am I missing?
My personal opinion. Everyone that I watch that is outraged by it says, "What if you had to go through that in your life?" I went through a little bit of it when I was younger. Mm-hmm. I've seen it, and I still kind of thought the joke was funny. Like, I'm a little older. I'm not as soft as people a lot younger. Like my oldest daughter, not great on the. I can guarantee if I started saying a little bit sensitive stuff, it's different from generation to generation. Like these guys, I think it's bad for them. They have really thick skin, and they look at everyone else like they do. I don't know if you've known anyone that's done amateur comedy or anything, but they're ruthless to each other.
No, I
mean, just ruthless. And it's funny to them. Like, nothing's off limits. Everything's funny. And I know we're not much different.
Well, I would say, from, again, what I'm hearing, I mean, that is a touchy subject. But, again, you can't just take 10 seconds.
Or 5 minutes.
Or 5 minutes out of a whole show.
Yep.
Where was he going with it? Let's move on.
Okay.
After a clip of jokes circulated on social media and drew criticism, Rife responded to his Instagram stories. "If you've ever been offended by a joke I've told, here's a link to my official apology. Tap to solve the issue." Linking to a site which sells helmets to protect against head trauma for individuals with special needs. So he's definitely, I think that's what they meant by doubling down. Why would he back down? And again, there are some.
Would you expect anything different?
He's a comedian, and if you fell for it, I think then you got more pissed off. Like, what?
If you book a comedian, what's he gonna come back with? It's just gonna be more comedy. Like, if he's not a politician, he doesn't owe anyone an apology. He's not gonna sit there in a suit and tie and apologize for shit he doesn't believe that he should feel bad for. He's a comedian. Like, if he was a professional fighter, like, would you smack him in the back of the head? No. You picked his biggest strength and you went at him with it. You set him up for another joke.
Wow. And he could literally carry that momentum on,
keep
depending
going.
on how big of a deal this is. And I think that's like, who wins? If you stick to your guns with what you said and you don't let people that oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. If you double down on it and you stick to your guns, then that's how we see who's actually going to be all right. Are you canceled?
Well, they did the same thing to Chappelle, and he fought it, and it's just fine. If you start saying sorry now, you'll never quit saying you're sorry. You'll watch every single word you say for the rest of your life.
And you can't be authentically you.
Yeah.
And typically, I don't know if this is the same group, I don't know if it's just women, but if when people say, just let me be authentically me, and if I might look at it like crazy, I'm supposed to accept it depending on what letter of the alphabet you are, right? They can talk about, I can make every joke in the book about you because you're white.
I can't make shit about you.
And you can't say nothing back. That's unfair. That doesn't make any sense. And that's not even, like, I don't want you to be able to hold back. Now, if you start going, well, you used to be a slave back in the day. No one does that. So we do know the line. There is lines, but I don't think just broadly talking about domestic violence, maybe taking a little poke. With misogyny, I guess misogyny is going to be coming up in here very, very shortly, where he tells a joke, makes a joke about kitchen, women. I don't understand why women are, I don't even want to say women, I don't know if they're actually offended, or if it's just like those certain people that are offended at everything regardless.
I agree.
And I think that's where we need to find who's actually...
You talked about the black and white jokes. It's funny you say that. I was watching an interview with him. I don't know if it was Rogan he was on, and he was talking about somebody went back in his past on his social media when he was younger, like I think in high school, and it was him and his black friend going at it, like back and forth. They took that conversation. You can't take any two friends' conversation serious.
Oh, no.
Behind closed doors, of which they, I guess, were dumb enough to think it was. You can't take that conversation for real. Like, there's stuff that you say to another friend that if anyone else heard you guys talking like that, it'd be horrible.
Yeah.
But they did, and they judged him for it, and he had to. So he's already been in the pan once, and now he's back in.
All right. Well, let's move on a little bit. Excuse me. CNN has reached out to representative for Rife for comment. Some people on Rife's Instagram account defended his comedy and urged him to not back down. That's obviously what he's doing. Yeah. And I do love that, because I'll tell you what, one thing, even if I don't agree, even if I don't like something, even if I think it's wrong, there are rights, and just because I don't like something, I can ignore it. The pursuit of happiness cannot be dependent on how I want to view the world and what I think is right or wrong, as long as it's not directly affecting me. And those words, I have a choice to listen to them or not. And that's where I think that it gets a little muddy for...
Well, I think it's a lot simpler than that. I think he realizes what a lot of people don't. These handful of women are saying, now the women are against you. The women are his fans. They're the ones buying everything that he's selling. Like, they're all at his show. He doesn't need to apologize to people that are actually his fans. The people that are bitching at him aren't actually his fans. He doesn't have to apologize to them.
You're exactly right. And it's actually people that they're haters. They're looking for something to complain about.
It's the new thing. It's the new thing this week to bitch and moan about.
And if you think about it, like, we're talking about it right now. So if I was to be the first on there and go, he said this was up. Bam, you got CNN writing articles about it. The TikTok clips are getting played over and over and over because I look how crazy this person is, or you agree. That's what's going on. I might even have to throw some of these in here, guys. So let's move down. So honestly, that is all to the story. So that being all to the story, so what it comes down to is that an hour-and-a-half special, he says a few words to black guy. If she could cook, then she'd, be back there. How wrong is it? Is there anything that I could say to make you think that this is wrong and there is no place in our society for him to make any jokes about women or anything like that? And on top of that, then says, I have an apology for you. You go there thinking you're going to get an apology, and you basically get slapped in the face again. How? I think I know the answer. I think that okay, they lost. All right, they lost. I think he's going to be fine. But what am I missing? What can I say to you to make this wrong?
I don't know. I was born with common sense. A comedian's going to use comedy. It's a joke. It may be in poor taste to some people, but I've watched stand-ups like, I'm trying to think of a comedian that I just don't find funny. But it's still like, I don't give a shit.
His comedy's not my brand of comedy. But I think Bill Burr is funnier than I like the way he tells a story.
Well, see, Louis C.K., I think he's funny, but he says way more outlandish shit than this.
he's new, and he it came off as he catered to women that whole time. And then for him to say that, I think that's what it is. That has to be what it is. And they're like, whoa, well, you can't talk about us.
But the thing is, I don't think any of these are his fans. I don't see one person online that says, listen, I've been riding with this guy for 2 years now, and this is the way he wants to talk. Not once. It's a bunch of people saying, this guy, I watched, like the one lady said, I watched 5 minutes. Okay.
That's the new thing. You watch 5 minutes.
Yeah, so I know this guy through and through. Could you imagine if just seeing 5 minutes of you is how someone defines you? Like, I've seen 5 minutes of Thomas. I know everything about him.
That would kind of hurt my feelings.
Guy's a straight asshole.
So much more to me. And, well, so, point askew. I don't know if we changed your view. Are we missing something? Are we missing something when people are hating to that extreme? How boring would your life have to be? Because if you really think about this, it'd be like me pulling up a country song. I don't even listen to country, but I would purposely listen to country music to complain. Like, you know what? That's wrong. I don't like that. Which I believe that did happen.
That did happen. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh no,
yeah, we did do that, didn't we?
Oh no. Okay, so we did have. Okay, that's.
And
correct.
that wasn't wrong. We
came
to that.
Jay Aldean, that's my man. I've been pumping this stuff heavy in my car. All right, that's a lie, but no, you're all good with me, bud. All right, so again, this is Point Askew. I don't know if we skewed. They didn't skew me. I think this is crazy. I don't know if we were supposed to even feel anything on this. I think they were just.
I think it's just part of the same machine. Just it's the new thing spit out. Welcome to Point Askew.